Ladies and gentlemen and in-betweeners, I'm your host, Alexander Rodriguez, here for On the Rocks radio show, where celebrities and cocktails mix tonight. It's International Music Night, presented by Palm Springs Pride, as we welcome UK singing sensation and professional drinker Dyson is here. Whoop, whoop. Allegedly. We have rapper-songwriter Rhyan Besco is here. We have the young powerhouse Elisia Savoca, gorgeous, by the way, and so young. God, I remember those days. Called Jurassic Park. And my guest co-host today, Cameron Neilson, music manager, also finalist on the X Factor UK. Oh, good. So raise a glass and let the drinks begin.
Cheers.
Thank you for being
Boulevard.
Life is a banquet, and most poor suckers are starving to death.
I'd like to propose a toast.
This is On the Rocks with Alexander, coming at you from Sunset Gower Studios in the heart of Hollywood, where I drink with your favorite celebrities and we talk about fashion, entertainment, pop culture, reality TV, and that's about it. So pop a cork, pour a glass, lean back, and enjoy On the Rocks every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Universal Broadcasting Network.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Oh my lord, tonight we have a little bit for everybody, I have to say. Buns and bows and pantyhose, this is On the Rocks, the place where we're too glam to give a damn. At my funeral, I'd want there to be a piñata so people are, are happy and have a good time, but I want the piñata filled with bees so they don't have too much of a good time.
That's a good idea.
Right? It's like, I'm happy, but I'm really sad. I'm the kind that would like fake my own funeral because I love attention so much. Would you ever do that?
I feel like I wouldn't do it because my mom would be really upset.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
See, but my mom would help me plan the party. She'd be like, let me be in on it. It'll be fabulous. She'd want to sing and speak. Thank you to our sober listeners for tuning in. We love you. Thank you so much for holding our hair back and driving us home. Hello to our listeners around the nation on iHeartRadio, Universal Broadcasting Network, Player FM, Stitcher, TuneIn, Satchel, iTunes, Google Play, and Spotify. Of course, we are on Facebook Live right now on Hillcrest Social in San Diego, True FM in Ohio, and nationally on Bear World Magazine. Rock.
Damn.
Yeah, girl. Check out my weekly Bear World Magazine articles, celebrity interviews, movie news, movie reviews. This week, we find out Sister Act 3 is happening.
Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding, but Whoopi and the cast has nothing to do with it. It's going to be a reboot, and Whoopi is very unhappy. They have a little cameo for her. She's like, thanks.
It's going to be like Cruel Intentions 3.
Yeah,
know, like none of the
straight
cast
to
came
DVD.
back.
Yeah. Although Sister Act 2 was not fun.
It was good. Lauren Hill?
I know, but the rest of the film, you're too nice, Cameron.
I liked when they did the sign language thing. It was like cool.
Yes. There was a radio show on this network, I won't say, that had a signer. And I'm like, this is radio? Hello? We love everybody, though. It's diversity. Also, Chucky is back. Chucky, the doll.
Oh,
they're rebooting it all. MGM released the first images, and the original Chucky creator is not happy.
No.
And he posted on his social media a picture of Mariah Carey saying, I don't know her.
Oh, no.
Shame! Wow. Who knew the creator of Chucky was a little light in the loafers?
My babysitter used to make me watch Chucky when I was like 7 years old. So I was
You have an awesome babysitter then.
Yeah, he like all the horror movies, so I definitely have the love for horror. So
you had a male babysitter?
Yeah.
Is that like a UK
Scottish
thing? Yeah.
Wait.
I don't know.
Did he wear a kilt when he babysat you?
Yeah, of course.
The fantasies are coming.
Of course.
Are coming
Okay,
here.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Does anybody like, okay, this is really like weird, but
You can say
I look up on YouTube like haunted houses and like watch people like walk.
It's my favorite thing.
I do that all the time. Like on my free time, I've recently been
It's the
doing
most
that.
fast. I love to see people scared,
You
but
just have
I
to-
won't go through one of those mazes because I will wet my pants.
Oh
have to
no,
show
I
the
know.
links.
Yeah, exactly. Like I will only watch it from a screen.
No,
I will
can't even do
never.
that.
No.
Do they not have to get approval from the original to do a reboot?
I don't.
I don't know.
They do, but here's the thing:
Sounds-
when you do a film project and they buy the rights from you, and that's where all the money is made, but you sign over the rights. You can be guaranteed a 2-movie, a 3-movie deal, and then after that, they can do whatever they want. If you sell that
Yeah.
part of the rights, but that's where the real money is, to be honest. Because they'll
Crazy.
pay you to never have control of their project again.
So do you have
that's
a
why we
right
have
to get
reboots of
mad?
reboots of reboots.
Can you get mad at that then if you sell your rights? Can you get mad? Like
Yeah, but you sold them. You made the money. You
Right.
bought a
They
mansion
paid
and a
you,
pool.
like,
Yeah.
nice.
Like, I'm so mad at my house is so
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would depend where you were mad from, like the beach in Mexico.
Right.
I mean,
Plus,
that'd be
he's getting
fine.
mad about Chucky. It's not like, they stole Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet,
This is
right?
true.
It's,
Right.
it's Chucky.
Because I feel like there was like at least 10 of those Chucky movies.
Oh, and I watch every one of them.
yeah.
Jennifer
Yeah.
Tilly is one of my favorite actresses in the world.
And then didn't they combine with like Chucky and then like
was like
Michael
Seed of
Myers
Chucky.
and like Alien?
No, there was
definitely
Alien
one-
versus Predator,
Oh, okay.
which we know Predator failed at the box office. I'm sorry. Yes. For our audio listeners, you can check out the video stream on Facebook and on the Rocks Radio Show YouTube. Please check out the YouTube channel. The videos go up, and I don't really check the clicks and all that because we know you're listening, but check out the video because we look fabulous. And of course, the video is on Hillcrest Social app, which is now called Now Trending, and it's international. So download Now Trending by Hillcrest Social. My mom, Mama Rose, is in the chat room at ubnradio.com and Facebook. Ask her your question. She's done research on all y'all. She's seen all your videos. She gave me notes.
Damn. Okay.
So if you have a question, she's going to buzz me and we'll answer it here. Please keep her busy. She has a bottle of vodka next to her, and I don't need her drunk texting. Yes. Hello, Kurt. This is the second show that you and I do together today. This is my fourth radio show today, by the way.
Wow.
No, it's crazy. It's a lot of Alexander today.
Yes. My favorite. Do you have a pun for us? You're so punny.
I always have a pun.
Go ahead.
Did you know I have a horse named Mayo?
This could go in so many ways.
Yeah.
Wait, your horse is named Mayo?
Yeah. Mayonnaise.
So
No,
funny.
give yourself a wah-wah. Not a clue.
I don't get it.
Like
Sorry.
mayonnaise, but mayo.
No,
Nice.
it's like a horse.
Okay. I'll probably get it tonight.
Remember, like your ex?
Oh, that's never a truer statement there.
Well, somebody said nay. That's why he's your ex. He. I don't suppose anybody's sexuality here on the show, but I saw your outfit.
And my bleached hair that I did especially for you before I got here.
Especially. Should I do my
Especially.
Sean Connery accent?
Oh,
It's
please.
so good. It's actually really good. I'm Sean Connery. Was that okay?
I need more. More.
No, that's all I do.
Oh, that's it.
But-
Okay.
And there's like mush
Crickets.
money penny. You can do that one.
Which one?
Mush money penny.
Mish Money Penny.
Oh yes, nailed
Yeah?
it. Nailed it.
And I do a really good Irish, but I'll never get cast as Irishman, like a Mexican Irishman. Have you ever heard?
Oh, I want to hear that.
What are you talking about? I can speak Irish. No, but you guys are here, like, for real. I want to be like the Mexican Lucky Charms, like, mascot.
Write it. Let's write the movie.
Because
And we'll sell
diversity
it.
is
sell
in.
it.
Everybody's playing every other role. Why can't I play the Lucky Charms leprechaun?
It's in.
It's a new thing.
Yes, it is. Like us on Twitter and Instagram at On The Rocks On Air. Like I said, Facebook, On The Rocks Radio Show. I know they say Facebook is going away, but I know you're out there. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Like I said, find us on the web, ontherocksradioshow.com. We have links to all of our syndicates, all of our videos up there, and all of our audio. Send me an email. Book me for a wedding, funeral, quinceañera, bris. I don't care. I will show up. Info at ontherocksradioshow.com. You guys, I have a special episode in store for you coming up. We did a pre-record today. We told you that Tommy Wiseau and Greg Sestero were coming in from the room, and of course the Disaster Artist. Well, we pre-recorded, and it's an episode to behold. So look for that. In the
Wait, the
next
guy
couple of
from the
weeks.
Disaster Artist.
Yes, the actual guy.
Obsessed
That's
by
Tommy
him.
good.
Wiseau and Greg, who wrote the Disaster Artist.
That's
We talked for an
good.
hour because they have a new film out. Yeah.
Wait, really?
Has
What
everyone
is it?
seen the Disaster Artist?
Okay, I
It's
need to
James
watch
Franco's
it.
last film.
I have to
This is
watch
what you
it.
told me to
My
watch.
mom watched it, and she told me it's like the best movie she's ever seen in her life.
Well, yeah, because The Room is the best, worst movie ever made, and The Disaster Artist is James Franco's
Version of.
He plays this guy, and he's very eccentric. But we had a really good conversation, and he signed The Room script for
Oh my
me
God,
too.
amazing. Because he took The Room and like still does like midnight showings, right?
Around the world,
Yeah.
they even had one in the South Pole, by the way.
That's insane.
His whole career is
I
is
kind
that.
of love that. So essentially, like what was a failed movie is now like
It took 8 years for it to become a cult
extreme
status.
Success,
Yeah, it's so crazy. Also, yes, it is official. My new national TV talk show, Glitter Bomb, premiered last week, broadcasting to over 22 million homes. We were covered in
Yes, come
People
on.
magazine. Thank you. We were listed as one of the must-watch shows on New Now Next. Tune in every Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do you still have to say 10 p.m.?
No,
I
people
know,
just
it's
can
so
work it out.
annoying.
Anyway,
I do have to say, this guy I think is like a leaf out of all of our books. You're doing like this and this and this and this. I've never heard anything.
Yeah, he's
like
booked.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
booked.
I never
Really?
sleep.
Got it.
Booked
Okay.
and busy.
I never sleep. Anyway, let's take a look at what to expect from season 1 from Glitter Bomb.
Yes.
Hello, Glitterati. I'm Patrick Gomez.
And I'm Alexander Rodriguez.
And I am Enrique Zapeni.
We're your Glitter Bomb co-hosts.
And we'll be bringing you the juiciest celebrity interviews.
And our take on the hottest Hollywood news.
Plus musical performances, friendly competition, and a whole lot of fun.
Craziest thing you've ever seen in Vegas. Keep it clean. Keep calm and glitter bomb.
Only on LA TV.
Yes.
I love
so
that.
please check it out. You guys, we had so much fun filming it, and we're coming back early to film even more, and we have live performances on the show, and that's
Here we
all
go.
I'm saying.
Okay.
I have to say I'm going to steal Take Ham and Glitter Bomb.
Yes, that's our slogan. It's on T-shirts.
So
it's
good.
everywhere. It's so fun. On the Rocks is on the road. Come see me if you're local to Southern California. This Saturday, I will be tending the opening for OC Fashion Week with host from Bravo TV's Real Housewives of Orange County. Peggy Sulahian is the official host. It's a 3-day fashion extravaganza. Check out the schedule and get your tickets at ocfashionweek.com. Join me opening night, opening bar with Peggy, who's fabulous, and oh God, it's going to be so fun. Lisa Vanderpump event, October 1st, I will be tending a very important event hosted at Pump in West Hollywood with Miss Lisa Vanderpump, of course, from Beverly Hills Housewives. We love it. It marks the 1-year anniversary of the Las Vegas shootings, and Route 91 is a foundation that was built after the shootings, coming together to raise money to assist with the victims post-shooting, including assisting financially for physical or mental assistance, loss of the breadwinner of the family, we never think about that, or being fired for having PTSD and missing work. We never think about the long-term effects, right? So please come out and join and support the organization. Go to route91strong.org for tickets and more info. Also, I know that they will be filming an episode of Real Housewives there.
Be there.
Be there. Also, this is what this wonderful panel is together. I am the official MC for Palm Springs Pride again this year on the main stage. The first weekend of November. Make your travel plans for that and come see me and our fabulous panel. Plan ahead. It is literally the best way to end Pride season. The way that the reason I've been talking about it for a month is because make your travel plans. It's family friendly. It's whatever you want friendly. It's so low key, but it's so much fun. It's literally my favorite Pride. Don't tell that to the other Prides. Also, Sunday, my co-host from LA TV's Glitter Bomb will be joining me on stage. And Saturday, I have celebrities that will be popping up throughout the day to help introduce all y'alls.
Very exciting.
Very exciting.
Yeah. Also, what's great about Palm Springs is it's still free, right? So
yeah,
you don't have to buy a ticket, and it's free for everyone.
Awesome.
So.
And it's so low pressure, by the way. You know, so many other prides are like, you have to be like a gym bunny, or you have to be drugged out, or you have to, it's like,
Yeah, party all night.
This is whatever you want is there. You just, it's family.
And you're in Palm Springs, which doesn't get any better for me. It's like probably one of my favorite places.
I go once a month. I spend a lot of time in Palm Springs because you just feel the energy. You just can relax.
It's just nice. It's just like clean, and you can just chill and not worry about anything. It's in the middle of kind of like nowhere, but you can just be there and just forget about all your problems and just relax.
Yes. And I love this year for the Grand Marshal. You know, they always have a celebrity. Well, they're having the best kind of celebrity, and maybe you can speak to that. Is that Denise calling in? Let's put it in. Hello.
Hello.
Is this Denise?
Hello. It's Denise.
Hey, sexy mama.
Yes.
Can you explain to our listeners what you guys are doing about the Grand Marshal this year? Because I think it's a great idea that other prides need to follow suit.
I can't really hear you that well, but if you're talking about the 500 kids that are marching in the parade, I think that's what you're talking about. But the theme this year is Youth Power for Change. And so we have 500 youth kids walking in the parade.
That's exactly what I was talking about, and that is such a great idea because these are celebrities. It's the future of our nation. We don't like to get political here, but the youth, before, we used to have to do Rock the Vote with MTV to get kids even interested in voting.
Right.
The youth now, and Elisia, you can probably speak to this, the youth are out protesting. They're voting without us having to push everything, and they're promoting diversity much louder than anybody else can. So I applaud Palm Springs Pride for doing that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I think also, like, it's just kind of like the music now is so political to where, like, people from my high school would literally be, like, so excited. I remember my mom telling me, I guess, like, you know, people used to not be super pumped to, like, vote. But people are so, like, my age, like 16, 17, even 15, you know, going down. It's like everyone is super stoked to be able to vote for who they want. And I think it's because of what's going on right now in politics. And, you know, people are really taking control of that, especially at my age. And I'm super happy about that. It's so awesome.
Me too. You know, whatever your stand is, take a stand. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Denise, how close are we to Palm Springs Pride? Like, how many days?
Oh my God, like 38 days.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I'm stoked.
What's going through
There's
your
lots
mind?
of work to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like,
Denise, explain your role with Palm Springs Pride and tell us what is on your mind. Like, what are you feeling tonight?
So my role with Palm Springs Pride is the director of entertainment. So I have been lucky enough to work with the amazing artists and with Cameron that you have on the show tonight. And it's just been such a wild ride and such an amazing learning experience. And, you know, Palm Springs Pride was actually my very first Pride.
Oh, I did not know that.
2014. Yes.
Tell them the story.
Cameron actually performed at that Pride.
Wow.
And he stayed with me at my apartment in Palm Springs, and that was the first time I attended Pride. And so here we are 4 years later, and now both
circle.
affiliated with Pride in two completely different ways. And it's just so amazing that, you know, we've been able to come back to this event 4 years later, and now we're working with each other in this capacity and working with the LGBTQ community, and it's just really, really exciting, and I could not be more proud and honored to be working with those artists that are sitting with you tonight, and Cameron as well.
Yes.
Oh.
You know, and Pride, and, you know, people give generalizations. I'm like the biggest bitch in the world, so I do not lie. Palm Springs Pride is literally so inclusive. And I'll tell you, one of my very first Palm Springs Pride, I was a volunteer with the West Hollywood Cheerleaders, which is a volunteer drag group here that promotes HIV awareness and visit. And I was in the parade, and I only did it 1 year because I looked terrible in drag, and I actually hate doing that. And I can't walk in heels, and I had a hairy chest, and the whole bit. So I'm in the parade, and we're nearing towards the end, and I look over, and I see this crazy Spanish lady waving, and then I see my mom. My mom and grandma came out, and my grandma was like,
that's so awesome.
Catholic, you know, all of that, and there they are. And I was actually wearing my grandma's vintage earrings and like the whole thing. And she was so proud. But I'm talking, this is how inclusive it was. It's about family first. It's about who you are.
Yes.
Denise, I applaud you for, you know, keeping the torch burning. That's so awesome.
Well, thank you. I'm so excited. I can't wait for us all to be together that weekend. It's going to be memorable. It's going to be amazing, and I think it's going to be different than any other, you know, Palm Springs Pride.
Absolutely.
So I'm really, really excited.
Well, congratulations on your success. Where can our viewers find out more about Palm Springs Pride? Make your travel plans. Doesn't matter what city or state. Well, I guess if you're in a city, you're in a state. Depends what kind of state you're in. Whoop, whoop. But make your travel plans and come out. Denise, where can people find out more about Palm Springs Pride?
PalmSpringsPride.org, www.gaydesertguide.com. We have Pride magazine out now. They could follow us on Facebook at Palm Springs Pride, also on Instagram at Palm Springs Pride, and we're keeping all channels updated.
Awesome. Well, go get some rest, Denise, because you got a few days ahead of you, girl.
We love you.
We love you.
Yes,
We love you.
Well, you guys have fun. I will sip on my cocktail from afar.
Perfect.
Get that shit.
And I'll send you 100 texts tomorrow. Again, every day.
This is what happened, and he got so drunk he blah, blah, blah. All right, Denise, we will chat with you soon, and we hope to see you here in studio very soon.
Yes, you will. Thank you. I'll see you soon.
Bye.
All right, let me introduce my bestie, my co-host for the night, Cameron Neilson, originally from Scotland, as if we didn't already talk about it, now a resident of Los Angeles. Recently, he joined the team at BOO, and I was like, BOO? Band of Others, which I love. I love that name. Creative development was the next natural addition to his songwriting career, with his ease to connect with people, and we've already connected so well. His ability to multitask, which is so important in this business.
And in LA.
Yes,
Just
well,
in general,
you have to
those
multitask just to go through the drive-thru. He regularly works with a huge diversity of producers, artists, and writers, also lending his vocals to many of the demos. He continues to consult with Jumba's music group, BMG, Fandom AAM, and Y&V as a top-liner vocal producer several times monthly. His voice is amazing. We're going to take a little peek at his voice. In addition, he was recently part of the #1 album for the K-pop group Super Junior, hitting the top spot in over 28 countries.
They're taking over the K-popness.
Wow. They are.
K-pop, J-pop, all
Ryan,
of it.
you've worked with a K-pop artist too, right?
Yeah.
And also Dyson. I think we all...
Oh, have we all dabbled?
I'm the only one that hasn't gotten K-popped.
Yeah.
Wow.
Try it. You'll like it.
I don't know about that.
Your pockets will
true.
thank you.
Different versions of K-pop.
Yes, well,
You know?
his other songwriting feature credits include Time After Time with DJ Ricky Luna. If you haven't heard it, you have to listen. #ADEF with the Perry Twins, the title theme song for the award-winning Trophy Boy. And as a singer, he has enjoyed a fantastic career as part of the final 8 groups on the UK version of the X Factor, making it to the final 8 groups along with One Direction. Did they mention me at all?
Wow.
They did. They
Yeah,
sent their love.
Yes, well, send it right back. From his experience, he enjoys his toes in the spotlight, in the edge of the spotlight, rather in the full glare, and is now focused solely on songwriting for other artists. With his Celtic upbringing, he can add another element to any songwriting session that you will not find anywhere else in the U.S. of A. Please welcome Cameron E. Neilson.
You just nailed it.
Boom!
Yeah.
Never in my life have I had an introduction like that, so that was amazing.
Ooh, that was
and
good.
I have to say, this is my first time as a co-host as well.
Wow.
Well, you're going to help me because you know these artists backwards and forwards. You know
Very
management.
exciting night.
Now, everybody wants to be a star. Like, everybody wants to say, oh, I don't like the spotlight. So, but you have literally moved to the edge of the circle, as you so well put it. How did you come to that decision? Is it sometimes tough for you to, a star is born, somebody else takes
I think
the
it was
stage?
just a natural progression from I lived in Scotland, I moved to London, and then, I essentially moved my entire life to LA to start
crazy.
again. And then it very kind of quickly found me, and I found people like, these amazing people here, as well as Miss McCann in the corner, who...
She's fabulous, by the way.
Fabulous.
Yes.
So it's been an amazing year of getting to a point of becoming a collective with Band of Others, because essentially, Sarah and Jared kind of started, and then I came on when there was a position, and it's kind of starting to morph into an amazing collection of people and creatives, publishers, writers, vocalists, and we're kind of realizing the power that we have, together rather than individuals, which is really exciting.
Well, it's funny, we look at this panel today, you guys couldn't be more different if we did a casting notice, and we need this, we need this, and we need that. But that's really where diversity is coming. But the more we talk about diversity, the more we realize that we're the same. In terms of musicians, you guys go through so many industry obstacles that we're going to talk about, how you make money, how you get your story being told, but we all have the same stories. We have stories about family, we have stories about love, we have stories about our origin. We have the same stories. It's how we experience them and how we tell them, which is different.
For sure.
And the roller coaster of coming together to know that on our darkest days we have somebody to help us out, and, and also celebrate the wins, which is the most important part of especially a career in music, because you are number one day and the next day you're not, and you're forgotten about, and it's a constant hustle of just keep on going.
That's a huge theme in the industry, and I was talking with some actors earlier today. You could be an A-list celebrity one day, and then 5 years later nobody knows your name, and then you're doing a TV show that people are putting you down for, even though you're earning your living, so who cares what you're doing?
Exactly.
And it's this up and down that plays with your ego, it plays with your confidence.
That ego will get you.
Oh, yeah.
And your fans can be so vicious. What we did to Britney Spears, we loved her. She was like, baby, baby. And then she shaved her head. We're like, Sinner, do it. And then now she's our favorite again.
I think if Britney would have had that meltdown now, I think we would all be behind it.
Yeah.
Like now, like
Girl,
we're
she'd
all
have a
for
reality show.
Yeah, it's
She'd
so
have
weird,
a Broadway
like,
musical about her.
Yeah.
Well, I do love that the saying of if Britney can get through 2007, we can do it as well.
Yeah. For real.
Very true. Now, what do you look for in artist management?
Well, I mean, this is definitely a new path for me, and again, learning from people like Sarah McCann and Jared Lane, who have done it from a very young age. So I think my experience comes in the creative element, because I have been there in so many different aspects of music, that it's new every single day, and just making sure that I do not stop learning. And all of us, the moment you stop learning, you're not growing anymore. So that's just been top of my list. And also it's a feeling. So
it's your gut feeling.
It's the gut feeling. So
Aquarius.
What's that?
Aquarius.
Yeah.
I pretend to know what all those signs mean. I have no clue.
Yeah, this one loves it.
I know everything. Aquarius is Aquarius is
Aquarius high?
Yeah, Aquarius high. Aquariuses are known to have visions and stuff, and be able to kind of sense a good feeling about someone. I mean, everyone has that deep down. I believe in this. You don't have to believe in this stuff, but they're known to kind of have good or bad feelings about things, and really they're intellectual. They can sense things very well.
For sure, and I think I've learned to tap into that the last couple of years. Go through a breakup, it kind of pushes you into the next element of where to go, and then especially with Elisia I remember that Sarah was actually playing her music in the car, and I just stopped and I was like, wait, who's that? So this was way before I knew anything or was going to come on board, or kind of there was even a position to do that.
Well, having a distinctive voice and a distinctive point of view is so important when there's so much content out there. Everybody has an iPhone music video. Everybody has recorded a track that they put up on Spotify. So we're going to talk about how you get your voice heard in such a distinctive way. What do you think some of the biggest mistakes artists make in starting their careers?
I think if you're not genuine, especially now, you can see through it.
Yeah.
So everyone's sitting here, like you said, is entirely different, and now is learning to just be totally genuine. If it works, we'll soon find out.
And people can read you. I have a lot of actors at different stages of their career, and I'll have the CW, MTV personalities, and they're so insincere. It just boggles my mind, and it's like people can see right through.
And I wonder if that is from pre-social media Instagram, because I'm always fascinated by the last batch of superstars, so the Lady Gagas or Katy Perry's, because they didn't have that platform. Now we have access to be like, oh, what's such and such doing today? And we just go look.
But it's their version of how they're sharing their life. They're always beautifully lit. They're always smiling. They're always that. It's like, well, no, I want to see you eating cereal out of the box, watching Judge Judy.
What are you really doing right now?
Yeah. What are you really doing?
I think it's because it's so accessible now. Like you said, we all can put out a song tomorrow. It's not the way it used to be, especially in the teenage years, you had to wait till Saturdays till they released a music video.
Oh, that's so funny.
I know.
And remember when they would release movies on Friday mornings? Now they have 7 o'clock showings the day before, and it's lost kind of that. Yeah. Okay, I have to ask, and we got some questions via email. X Factor UK. Competing in the same realm as One Direction. What was it like being recognized from that show? And how did that play with your mind?
Well, especially in the UK, it's overnight, so it's not like the TV shows here. So the same shop that I went to from Friday to Saturday, it was like, you're that boy from that show, you're in that boy group. So it was really unnerving for me because nothing had changed from Friday to Saturday. So I was still getting on the underground and I was totally broke. But there's schoolgirls, because I was in a boy group, so especially when the 5 of us were together. I didn't like it, and I was like, "This is strange."
That's crazy.
Yeah, and and then, we got to the final 8 groups, and then it was essentially One Direction got the spot that then went on. So when I moved here, I was like, "Oh, I'm free. I don't need to see One Direction." And then,
well,
came back.
But essentially, the experience of the show was amazing. I just didn't want to go down that route afterwards.
Now, do you think these reality shows are healthy for viewers, and do you think they're healthy for the musicians themselves? And we've had a number of people from American Idol, The Four, we've had people from X Factor USA, and everybody has a different opinion.
I personally think if you go into it consciously knowing what you're doing, then you can use it to your advantage. If you go in like it's, you're going to lose your life if you don't do it, then that's dangerous.
I also think with younger artists, they go in with that mindset they haven't been in the they haven't been in the industry for long. This is what it's like, and it's absolutely not. And that's when you get really taken for a ride because you don't know.
Absolutely.
And they kind of produce everything for you, and that doesn't happen in the real world. You have to figure out what key you're in. You have to figure out what your band is going to be. You have to figure out what your image is going to be.
Well, I was just going to say, we had a researcher so they would ask us questions, and I remember saying, "Oh, what will you do if you don't get through tomorrow?" And I was like, well, I'll just go back to live, I'll keep on it music. And she actually made us refilm the answer, because she said it wouldn't connect.
Welcome to reality TV.
Yeah, she said it wouldn't connect with the audience, so she said to say your life will be over and your family.
Weird.
Once you hear that piano, the sad piano in the background, is there let's talk to Carrie and what she's going through today. It was my dog lost all 4 legs in the hurricane of 24. Okay.
But I think now if you can go on those shows with the focus of I'm going to get my social media up, then you can use it as a positive.
You have to have that experience emotionally take care of yourself.
There's so many double-edged swords in this industry now because there's so many factors that we have to think about. It's so crazy. I have a little clip, a behind-the-scenes clip of Mr. Cameron here slaying some vocals. Kurt, take it away. I love that this is just so natural, and it's like... I wanna be like all the time.
Damn, boy.
Ain't got no tears left to cry, no. So I'm picking it up, loving, I'm living, I'm picking it up.
Ariana Grande.
Wow. Yeah, that's great. She's like, what? She's like, that's how it should sound.
I wish.
Damn.
Some more from the chat room. Thank you, chat room. Let's kick this into gear.
Do it.
Our panel this year is producing at this year's Palm Springs Pride, as we mentioned, that starts November 3rd, ends on the 5th. Started with the pool party that I will be at. Let's formally introduce our guest for today, Elisia Savoca. Which that's like a perfume waiting to happen, by the way. I'm wearing Savoca. Right? She's been politely compared to legends such as Amy Winehouse and Lady Gaga, with her powerful voice, enchanting melodies, and we would talk about sincerity, the absolute truth that comes through. This youngster exceeds her years of 17 years old, definitely an old soul in a fresh face. Gotta remember fresh faces. The San Diego native released her self-written mood-style EP, One of You, on July 1st. Please check it out. Production provided by Cameron Cade with help from Jonas Carlson and the Classmates. Stay tuned, and I love this line, by the way, I want to steal it. Stay tuned for the rose that starts to burn. She's 17, you guys. Keep the vodka away from her.
I know.
You can sound like Amy Winehouse, just don't act like her. Please welcome Elisia Savoca.
Hey.
Also joining the show, Rhyan Besco is a rapper, singer, songwriter from Fort Smith, Arkansas. Also known as The River, which we're going to find out why. Rhyan has been writing, performing, recording, and releasing music since the age of 13. All you guys started out super, super young. His writing has been called Pop Perfection by BMJ, Limitless by Michaelis Malik, for Grammy award-winning engineer. He released a record titled We Came to Party, which peaked at number 59 on the media-based top 40 radio charts independently. We're going to talk about independent versus label. He's been part of a pop's new duo. Is it 1323 or 1323?
1323.
I'm dyslexic, so numbers mean nothing to me. Writing their debut single, Paradising, which went on to get over 100,000 Spotify streams and placed on multiple official Spotify playlists. And as well as working with countless others, he's written for J-pop star Naoto Inti Raimi.
Naoto.
You said that so easily.
I can't even order at Panda Express. Like that's just me. Writing his lead single Sunday from his latest album, which he's also featured on. Rhyan tells stories and paints pictures that exhilarates what it truly means to be young, wild, and free. And if you've seen his music videos, he don't care. He's gonna do it. Currently an LA resident, he's continuing to focus on his artistry and songwriting. Please welcome Rhyan Besco.
Give it up.
Hi.
I love it when you call me Big Besco.
And last but certainly not least, I'm obsessed with her look. I want you to play Tinkerbell in like a rock musical. Like,
doing it. I'm doing it.
Oh, I thought you liked me, and I was like, when is it? I'm gonna go.
No, I'm just manifesting it right now.
Yes.
I'm doing it. Cheers.
I'll play Smitty. It'll be fabulous. Dyson is a multi-platinum artist and songwriter. This UK native started her career with top 40 success, touring sold-out arenas with dance music phenomenon Bass Hunter. From her young age, her voice was in high demand. She began writing songs and went from writing poetry in her bedroom to writing songs that would be sung in clubs, stadiums, and be played on radio stations worldwide. She has written for a number of hit-charting artists, and both her vocals and songwriting skills can be heard through her collaborations with EDM DJs. Very, very popular. She released her first solo single in 2016, produced by Grammy award-winning LA production team Anthony Preston and Andre Lindell, known as A2. Also produced Britney Spears, Justin Bieber, Kelly Clarkson, Maroon 5. Legendary choreographer to the stars, Brian Friedman took Dyson's single, used it in his master classes worldwide, and you can see these videos on YouTube, by the way. People are like, oh, here, blah, blah, blah. It is.
So fun.
Still being used in classes and auditions all over the globe. She has performed globally in a short time. She has gained a huge following, especially with the LGBTQ community, which we love. Last year, she was hand-selected by the Grammy Foundation to perform at the Grammy Showcase at the Fonda Theater in Hollywood, and was tipped as one to watch. Girl, I've been watching you all night. Please welcome our panel for tonight. So we touched on this. We're going to just start open with some general questions. With so much saturation of music in the industry, how do you get your voice heard, your song heard? Especially now, labels don't do for artists what they did, so there's a lot of independent artists. How do you do it?
I think you have to be so genuine and so yourself now. I think, like, about 10 years ago, you couldn't be yourself. I remember.
Girl, you were 10 years ago.
I know, I was probably like 7.
In the olden days.
In the olden days.
We played Nintendo, girl, with up, down, left, right.
Mario Luigi.
Yeah, that's what we did.
Well, I mean, I love Nintendo, but like...
A classic arcade game.
Seriously, though. So basically, I honestly think you have to be yourself, and you know, like, I remember having people telling me and talking my ear all the time. Oh,
Kurt's so excited.
I was like, I want to watch this. I remember, like, when I was younger, probably like 10, 13, I had people talking my ear all the time, like saying, like, I could give this all to you if you can change all these things for me. Yeah. So
yes,
it's all
same.
Open floor.
Open floor.
Yeah.
So, you know, everyone, like, I bet everyone on this panel has been through that. Yeah. And it's such BS, you know? You need to be yourself. People will see through that now because we have phones, we have YouTube, we have live streams, we have this and that and Twitter, and someone could say something about you in 5 seconds and it could blow up. And it could be negative or positive. And I learned that negative and positive are the same thing. In that world.
Yeah, but it takes one negative thing to offset 10 positive things.
Exactly.
It's like a scientific thing.
Exactly.
But you can be genuine all you want, but how do you get to the point that you guys are at?
It's a combination. Like for someone like Elisia, it's a different ball game because she's young. So she has that way through. She has a voice, she has something to say. So that's her strong, I don't know, selling point, you know?
Yeah.
And then for someone like me who's a little older, I go through the writing way. So I've gone through building a career writing for other artists, self-developing myself. Self-developing myself.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
And a lot of artists are going that route.
Yeah, and I think like that means I know who I am. It might have taken me a longer time to get there because when I was your age, you were being told what to do. I was like, you have to have long hair. You have to lose 20 pounds. Right. They don't want to see you. You're not allowed to cry. And I was like, okay. And I just wanted to sing.
Yes.
I think it's circling back to like the whole Band of Others thing and like, you know, we're powerful together, I think, is what we've realized in the last year, I think, essentially, especially because we all know each other through weird coincidences.
Connections and
for real.
So powerful together, especially in an independent music world at the moment.
And I think that a lot of artists are thinking this way, which is great because then we start going, wait, can I help you? You could. Okay, great.
Exactly.
Does everyone win? Sweet.
Yes.
And we talked about that in the acting world. If you really want to do a project that you're not getting cast in, guess what? Build your own crew and film it yourself.
Right.
Now, Ryan, you're a very interesting character because you take part in so many different genres. You know, from rap to hip hop to R&B. How difficult is it in you do, because you can't exactly say, oh, this is what Ryan does and I know exactly what he does. Number one, the rap world is in a world on its own in terms of the music industry. So does being so eclectic work for you or does it work against you?
No, I think it works for me because it's like a chameleon. I'm able to go to a pop record just as effortlessly as a hip hop record, even gospel records. Like, I just really do it all, and it helps me take some elements from hip hop and add it in the pop records, or take the pop elements and put it in the hip hop, you know, vice versa, and mix it. And it just helps me stand out in that way because, you know, if I'm in the room with the singer, I can add some like rapper things, or if I'm in the room with the rapper, I can add some like singing things, you know. So like, I'm always going to be a hot commodity in that way.
Yes, girl. Okay. Now, so some of you have longer experiences than others. How do you think the music industry has changed the most from you when you first hit the scene? And all you guys started so young.
Well, no, you go.
I mean, what I did,
it's a long story.
I started like learning about the industry when I was like super young, and like I wanted to learn about the business and the politics inside of everything. And so once I started doing music, I came from when everyone was uploading music to YouTube, and like that was like the first introduction of how to get my song out there. And now it's like I can record a song on my iPhone, put it up on SoundCloud, don't have to mix it, go viral, and then it's game over, you know?
Yeah.
Now, technology being part of the industry has made it easier for DJs to be DJs. It's made it easier for people to add beats where before you used to have to orchestrate that. Do you think musicians are cheating now with advancements in technology? I could buy a beat and then have a hit record, whereas before.
That is kind of true, because you will go into, like, you'll meet these kids and they'll be like, yeah, like my age, I've met so many people that were like, yeah, I produce. And I'm like, what do you play? Nothing.
Yeah, they download a free riff somewhere.
Yeah. Right, and I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, sure. And
which is interesting because it's almost like is that the way forward, or do we try and change it?
Right, and I can say this because all my friends take part in doing the whole SoundCloud thing, and it has made them better as a person and an individual. Like, for a teenager, that angst, in the past, it's gone into alcohol, pills, and smoking. I'm not saying it's gone, but
definitely it's not.
Yeah,
gone.
It's not gone, but in a good way. I feel like it's toned it down a lot. But we have these people talking and saying all these things on SoundCloud, and like I said in the past about political issues and everything, we have a voice on every single platform because teenagers know how to say things when they want it, you know?
Also, I think it's good because music is so, we can stream it anywhere we want, day and night. So people have a voice and an outlet. Doesn't mean that they'll be big superstars, or doesn't mean that they will be on the radio, but they can change lives, they can share their stories. Like, in that way, the way it's changed, I think, has been amazing for the younger generation.
Right.
Yeah, because if you do get that one email or that one message from somebody saying, "Oh my God, I love what you do,"
you don't know what that could do for someone. That could save a life. You know?
Really.
It's funny because I love classic Hollywood. I love the Rat Pack, and I love looking at behind the scenes of when Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin would record. They would record in this big hall with the orchestra behind them, and there would be this thick record that it was being engraved on.
Beautiful.
And that was it. You couldn't be like, "Oh, can you just re-record that?" No, you had to put a new record on and to start the whole thing. You couldn't have a bad voice day. You couldn't just record one note. You couldn't you couldn't fake that one note.
It was harder.
And that's what I mean. So are musicians not being challenged as much then?
I think what's beautiful is you do have studio artists who still tell a story. They're still real. Maybe they can't sing that great live, but some people don't look for that in an artist. But the people who can, who have honed their crafts and who can, they have different careers.
Yeah, and I also feel like where they're not being challenged at in the studio, they're being challenged elsewhere, like with social media being a big part of it.
Exactly.
So
like
that's an interesting point.
We were discussing earlier how like, older artists, they didn't have to come out and then you see them and like you didn't know what they were doing.
Plus their label did all their PR. They didn't have to sit there and worry about themselves.
Pick their songs.
Yep. Decided who they were dating.
Exactly. Exactly. So like now I feel like to substitute in for that hard work you put in the studio, now you have to worry about if I'm gonna walk outside and trip and someone films it, or if I'm on Twitter and I accidentally like the wrong tweet, and then so
that is,
I think that's more stress.
Been there.
It's harder.
So
it's definitely
so
harder.
I think it has its leveled out moments where it's like okay, like this is where the substitution comes in, but I definitely think that the older artists definitely had this thing about them where they just wanted it really, really bad.
Yeah.
That I feel like Michael Jackson would have done way, way, way worse damage in this era because of how bad he wanted it. Like with social media, there wasn't any when he did Thriller. Like imagining, I think about that all the time. Like if social media had a thing with Thriller, like how actual bigger, just
and he was
global.
so real, and he was trying to tell his struggle.
I mean the Beatles, like all the bigger artists that were like big artists, like I think about them.
Interesting, Michael Jackson's toward the end of his life, we all were thinking maybe this guy's really weird because media was becoming too easy to capture him at his stranger moments, the stranger stories that were coming up. I mean, when he almost dropped his baby off the balcony, that went viral, and that didn't happen 10 years before.
Right. That would be not even a thing.
Yeah.
They'd be like,
do you think there's an artist now that could go back in time and still be just as successful as they are now?
That's a good question, Ryan.
Besides Beyonce.
Oh, that's a really good question.
I was like,
I don't know. Everybody loves Beyonce. She's very talented. Is she my favorite? No. Am I going to lose my gay card? Probably.
Yeah, it's revoked.
But she has such a team behind her, and social media has played a huge success in her. It
really takes a team.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I judge if they're a really, really phenomenal artist. Like if I'm like, could you survive in the 80s though?
I think.
That's a good one.
Can I say? I think Adele could have, because she doesn't put on these big airs. She comes out. I'm Adele. I'm wearing a black dress, and here's my song.
And it's almost like.
And it's black and white.
It's almost like the worst.
No color.
She's literally trying to go back in time.
And the worse she did, the more we loved her. There was these performances where she's like, "I'm really sorry, I have to stop."
Yeah.
I feel like it today.
Or if she's sick, she's not going to fake it and sing to her own track. Okay, you guys are all being very nice with your message and people be sincere and genuine. That doesn't pay your bills. You get a nice email that you've changed somebody's life. Great. It doesn't pay your dill pickles.
Dills.
Brought to you by Dill Pickles.
That's when I send them my PayPal.
Yeah, right?
Just send me a little transfer.
But how do musicians make money nowadays?
It's hard.
It's multifaceted.
Yes, it's called the hustle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every single day.
That's what I was going to say.
Every
That
day I'm
what
hustling.
separates artists now is how hard are you willing to work. Now you
Yeah.
can make music in your bedroom. You can be incredible. I know a million amazing artists, but if you don't get up earlier than everyone else, if you don't go to those events, I've gone to events when I've had like over 100-degree fever, and I'm like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can see 3 of you, but because I'm really drunk.
When I first moved to LA, I was sneaking into events. I would
did
like
that at the Grammy party. I
yeah.
was like, I'm on
It's
the list.
networking.
I know like coding, and so like that was like one of my
That's next.
things.
Oh.
And so I would like tap into Google, and like if you Google me, it like tells you like I'm a musical artist, and I would use that to get into parties like at Universal or like Capitol. They're gonna like kill me, but but yeah,
That's
just like
savvy nowadays. That's savvy.
and like that's kind of how it did, like how I would get into these like rooms and like these events and stuff, and then it would end up working because LA, no one wants to turn down someone, and they actually end up being somebody.
And if you can follow through with ability, that's where you really win.
Follow through is one of the top skills as far as I'm concerned, because I would rather have somebody that's less talented who shows up and puts on the same show that I hired them to do.
Right.
Totally correct. But is it tours that pays now? Is it merchandise? And I know Ryan, like you sell out your merchandise for all your stuff.
Yeah.
Merchant tours.
But tours take so much out of you.
I do merch tours.
I like that as one
Let's do a
word.
tour where all we do is sell merchandise.
we don't do anything else.
Yeah,
and that's like another good thing about being in the rap world, because like I charge for features like on verses, you know.
Yes.
So, like, that comes in like super handy sometimes.
You know, and then you have to make it last.
Yeah.
You know, that's really another
that's just
added skill with an artist. It's like, right, so I have this much. I don't know when the next lot is coming.
That's so important. You know, you have a big hit, and then you buy the new house, you buy the new car, and then people are like, okay, what do you have next? You're like,
I mean, you know,
I'm like, what's a house and a car? What was that one?
Exactly. Like, you know, me and Dyson have been there too. Like, go back a year, we've had conversations of being like, I don't know what's happening, and then something does, and
I'm like, I can eat tomorrow.
Yeah. So you have to.
My mom has always said this: is if you work hard enough, and even if you go through a bunch of bad times, it will come out right.
Yeah. It takes. My biggest lesson was the time it takes. When I was 21, I was like, why? Come on. I've been doing this since I was 9. Come on. And now I'm like, it's coming. Like when you learn that like patience and
that's
know,
a big skill too.
What do I control? How good I am, my time management, the people around me, my positivity.
Yes.
You take control
and being
of that.
consistent all the time.
Yes.
And
every time.
And learning every day. Like the amount I've learned from Elisia and Ryan and Dyson, you have to take that and run with it, you know, and make sure that you're supporting each other, because if you don't have a support system in LA as well, then
and never think that you're there, because you'll never really be there. Like, oh, that person emailed me back. That doesn't matter. Keep going. Keep going.
Like Barbara Streisand's working on a new album right now. Like you know, you've never you haven't, you know, it's crazy. Hit that.
I just love when she did Meet the Fockers.
Yes! Oh my god!
Streisand.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Yes, that was the best.
Like she was great in it.
Oh yeah.
But it is time in the business. I know, like my friends, they'll release a single on YouTube that's literally them at the piano in their house. Not that there's anything wrong with that. No. Like, oh, I tried for 6 months to break in the music industry and I just didn't, so I gave up. 6 months?
Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
But that's the mentality, and I hate to say it, but it's from your generation, because everything is instant gratification.
It's more of like, oh, it's handed to you now.
Yeah.
So where like, because we have this platform where we can just be like, here. And we can now pay people to shove it in your face. Yeah. And literally, if it doesn't happen in 6 months and you've paid that person to do something for you, that's where I think your friend was probably. I mean, maybe he paid someone off to like kind of put it out there and promote it. You know, like we have Instagram promotions now where we can literally promote our music videos.
But again, it's the connection, right?
Right. It's literally the connections. It's who you know. It's how you do it.
Yeah,
like
payola can only get you so far.
Right.
Like, you gotta have it.
And you can't just release something to YouTube and be like, okay, I'm gonna wait till I'm a viral star.
No.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well,
or never.
And even like Spotify too. Like you can have these these huge numbers, you know, like 1 million streams, but it's still not translating sometimes to your fan base.
And that's
so
another
if you try
thing,
and do a show in LA, still no one's there, even though 1 million people will have listened to it.
Right, and that's the thing, because social media, the numbers aren't real, and I think like people like kind of forget that, like you know, just because you have 1 million streams on Spotify, and Spotify, I don't know if you know this, but Spotify hypes our head up. Like at the end of the year, they'll send us a email, and they'll be like, "Hey, you've had 100,000 monthly listeners. You could have sold out this
Wembley Arena."
Like, okay,
but I didn't though.
But I didn't. You told me.
My mom showed up.
Right, and that's like a thing, and so like
the only person.
So they know good and well that the numbers don't translate, but like the only people that don't know that yet are like labels and people that are looking for instant gratification.
And one thing that has changed is that people are now going for songs, not artists. So it's really important as an artist to build your brand because people are like, it's that song on Spotify that's on New Music Friday.
It's
Who
almost
sings it?
it's almost two separate things, especially you know, like going back to myself, Sarah and Jared, of being like, okay, how do we do this so people like Elisia, Rhyan and Dyson can sell out a show, because we can get these numbers and we essentially still need them so we can show a label, because it's kind of the only way we're measuring things at the moment. But there's still like the work of being like, how do we create the Beatles era again, the mania that people come out to really see an artist.
And you see independent artists doing that. You do see it, so it's possible. It's just a different level of work.
It's a way.
Different focus.
It's a way.
Yeah.
As a treat to our viewers, we actually have a couple of live performances, and we're going to take a peek out of one of Ryan's clips. Dyson, I would love for you to perform for us, but I want to talk about your storytelling, even at such a young age, and also your collaboration on Your Love. Because it came out, you had just ended an engagement, and there was like this breakup time, but everybody loves this song. So I want you to talk about your creative process in going through that, but how do you put that on paper? What comes first, the notes, the words?
It really varies a lot, but for me, if I'm feeling something, normally the lyrics, melody, everything will just kind of vomit out of my mouth like straight away. Like Savi played me the track and he was like, I have this idea, it's called Your Love, and I was like, I don't talk about love right now. And I was like, wait.
And he was going through a breakup too.
And his was like, even I was kind of ready to leave my relationship. He was absolutely not. He had just proposed and they broke off their engagement. And my boyfriend proposed to me and I was like, ooh, nope.
Wow.
Oh. I was like, I'm overwhelmed. So whenever I go through anything in my life, I am so incredibly thankful for songwriting, because I would be lost. I really would. So
you're going to sing for us. What are you going to sing for us today?
Now this song is called Sex Like Me. Don't be fooled by the title. I literally, I broke up with my boyfriend last year. Another breakup. I'm bitsy. And I was like, I don't want to write a sad song because I'm going to cry and I'm going to be a big mess. So I was like, no other girl can sex like me. And then I wrote it with my friends Loud Luxury, who are blowing up right now, and this is the acoustic version. Should I sing it? Should I sing it?
Yeah,
should I do it?
You should sing it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. She can't sex like me, babe. She can't be the one that bring you to your knees. I made you feel like a king, that's royalty. Shame it took so long for you to see. Too bad, baby, she can't sex like me. She can't be the one that bring you to your knees, baby. Made you feel like a king, that's royalty. Shame it took so long for you to see. Too bad, baby, she can't sex like me. Na 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 no, na 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 no, na 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 no. She can't sex like me. Na 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 no, na 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 no. Oh, oh, oh. I do those things, make a good girl naughty up all night long, like a private party. We were one beneath the sheets, yeah. Loving and repeating daily. I say goodnight, I'll be alright, take her home. When you're touching her, I know that it's me you want, yeah. Soon as you're done, I know that you'll hit my phone. Like you don't already know like you don't already know. She can sex like me, baby. She can't be the one that'll bring you to your knees. Make you feel like a king, that's royalty. Shame it took so long for you to see. Too bad, baby. She can sex like me. Oh na 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 na. Oh na 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 na. Yeah. Oh baby, it's such a shame. Hey, hey. She can sex like me, baby. She can bring you to your knees. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry that she can love you. No, she cannot sex like me.
No, she can.
Yeah, no, she can.
Wow.
Oh, what's up?
Wow.
What
You
the
know,
heck?
And that's when you realize somebody sat in a seat doing that is just like,
And I was like, should I stand? I don't know.
Damn, God damn.
So in Dyson we'll be doing that at Pride. We're gonna have our dancers. It's gonna be full.
Yes. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
You guys, we're gonna have so much fun on stage. We're gonna have fun behind the stage too. Last year was so fun,
I can
girl.
drink now. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers, sweetie.
Cheers.
But talking about sex, I know you've been involved with the Amber Rose Slut Walk.
Oh yes.
Tell me, tell her. I know all about it, girl. I did it last Friday. No.
Isn't that every day? No, one sip.
Yeah.
One sip.
But what is the concept behind Slut Walk?
I feel like it got like a lot of backlash, but
It did.
But it did. But for me, I took from it that women should be able to dress how they want, if they want to earn their money how they want. We're all human. We're all individuals. If men can do things, why can't women? It felt like very.
Amen.
That's what I took from it. That was the message that I took, and I wanted to empower women to just feel free to, like, I can wear a short skirt. Doesn't mean I'm asking for anything.
That's exactly right.
That's what my intention was.
Or, when guys sit around the locker room and they say certain things, it's okay because they're guys and it's locker room talk. Well, no, what's fair for everybody is fair for everybody.
Right.
Or
that's somebody's
nobody.
daughter, someone's wife. Like, come on. Like,
Yes. Yes.
It's a human. Yeah.
Yeah.
One sip.
Now, Ryan,
One drink.
you have the ability to kind of mix these vocals, and I know female singers play a big part in a lot of your music. Where is the rap industry right now? I know now we have like two rappers that are feuding. Is there still poetry in rap? Because rap used to be all about poetry of an individual, and I feel that it's become so commercial. That's my own personal feeling.
Yeah, you got to look for it, if that makes sense. There's something for everybody if you look for it. At times, at the front face, it's not always there. But 5 years ago, a lot of lyrics weren't in pop music. Remember when pop was just like ooh 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 la la la, yeah, and
that's
then
my guilty
but
pleasure,
there was still pop around. It just wasn't at the forefront. Now like lyrics are back in pop music, and so it's kind of like the same thing with rap right now. Like at the forefront is not a lot of lyrics and not a lot of poetry, but there is still some if you look around for it. If you just shuffle a little.
And there's some that have really amazing messages, deep
yeah,
messages.
for sure. It's there. Like I said, but sometimes the mascot isn't always there. Sometimes we need a little 4-year shift and a re-election to get back to where we were.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And that's why I love listening to Ryan. I'm like such an education. It's so cool.
Now, why the title The River?
The river, because there is a big river that flows through Arkansas, and it's called the Arkansas River. And pretty much, I thought about it once I moved to LA, because when I came to LA, I'm from like a small town in Arkansas, so like this is where everybody wants to go, this is where everyone wants to be. And so when I came here, I just remember walking in downtown LA, and I looked around and I saw people like wearing other cities that weren't LA. Like someone had on like an OVO, like Canada, and then someone was repping Miami, and then like all these other people just repping these other spots. And I'm like, whoa, like you're in the place where everybody wants to be, and you're like repping somewhere else. How dare you?
Yeah.
That's an interesting point, because there's very few LA natives that are still here.
Well, but LA is like one of the places where everybody wants to be. Like you guys literally have the Lakers, you have Kobe Bryant, you have so many like symbols that go with LA that if I was from here, I would be like, you know, mad embracive. Yeah. And so, but it also taught me like, whoa, like, you know, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, all we thought about in Canada was like bacon. And now we think like Drake, and it's like a cool place to be from. Yeah. And so I'm like, well, maybe like Arkansas doesn't just have to be, you know, the headquarters for the KKK. Like maybe like I can come from Arkansas and like make it a little bit cooler. And I just started thinking about it, and I was like, you know, the river. Then River Boy came, and then I was like, oh my gosh, and like all my fans are like River kids, and like I call them River Boys, River Girls, you know. And then it just like stuck. And then once I said it, like I just like kind of like remember tweeting it out, like, what do you think about this? And they're like, oh, this is so cool. Like I'm not. And I'm like, okay, cool. Let's go trademark it, and then come back. And then
you know, a river is constantly flowing.
Yeah, and you know, it's just associated with like water, which like, you know, is refreshing and it like cleanses people.
Source of life.
Source of life. And then, you know, sometimes like, you know, once you go under and you come back out, you feel like, you know, rejuvenated, all types of stuff. And rivers are everywhere. It's all over the world. You know, it doesn't just have to be a river, ocean, you know, and it just like can relate to other people where they're from. Like, you know, I've had people that aren't from Arkansas, you know, gladly call themselves River Boy because there's a river like, you know, that they like, you know, connect with, a river girl. And that's just kind of like what I wanted to do, just find something that's like super inclusive. So like once I started like doing it, it's like branding. Like I really love brands and stuff. So like, that's like I wanted to adapt that to my brand.
Cool. Ryan, we're gonna take we're gonna take a peek at My Way.
Oh gosh.
Do you want to introduce the song?
Yeah. So this song is called My Way. It was a freestyle, all literally like one take. There's a girl over there in the corner named Alex. We literally was just sitting there in the room. And I'm not going to say that there was some substances involved, may or may not have been. And
allegedly.
Allegedly. And I just was like, you know what? I need to get on the mic. And then I get on the mic, and I literally do this entire song in one take.
That's crazy. Yes. That's crazy.
Yeah, and then that's what it came out to be. Like, literally, like, I didn't rewrite anything. I didn't, like, go back. It was just, like, same, like, thing.
That's it?
Yeah, and then Ali, like, me and Ali both were just kind of sitting there, like, what did you just do? And I'm like, like, you know, and I just say it's the river, it's in the water, you know, it's the River Boy. But yeah, this is my way.
Let's take a peek.
That's Icon on the beat, boy.
Why? I've been ballin' all day. Keep the beef up on the plate. Send the cutie my way. Whole squad yelling gang. Bring it back, boomerang. And you know that. Look, supermodel, then I gotta holler. Ayy, body shaking, keep it round the clock. Ayy, don't beef, I ain't with the drama. Ayy, fast food, but I don't eat McDonald's. Ayy, I need about 2 or 3 commas. Ayy, at the top when we are not falling. Ayy, you can get in, that ain't my problem. You ain't gang, you can't hang, never know none. Why? I've been ballin' all day. Keep the beef up on the plate. Send the cutie my way. Whole squad.
Let me back up first. Okay. It's so funny now knowing that behind that story. That's really cool. This blows my mind.
That's a one-take video, by the way. I don't know if you.
I didn't know that either.
So like, I'm literally like running on my knees, running because I'm too tall, so my shadow is gonna cast on the wall.
Oh my God, that
I'm
is so
literally
funny.
out of breath, and so that's why you see me going like 1, 2, like counting because I don't want you to see me taking breaths. But yeah.
All behind the scenes stuff.
Very cool.
Yeah, the more you know.
I love it. Alicia, we got to talk about your age here, girl.
Okay.
17.
When I first listened to you, when I found out you guys were all at Palm Springs Pride, you know, I had to click through your stuff and I had to listen. What I loved was the diversity, again, that we keep talking about that's going to be presented at Palm Springs Pride.
Yeah.
But I have to tell the plaintiveness of your voice. And, you know, we talked about being sincere. Right. You're 17. No offense, but how can a 17-year-old songwriter have these stories of love and who you are and all of these big themes when and I don't know. You have a lot still to experience. You have to hit the stone a little bit. You have to suffer a little bit.
Right.
I mean, all good artists suffer.
Yeah.
Right?
So basically, like, I dated this guy for like 5 months, right? And you would think 5 months, like, for your guys.
And 17-year-old, that's like 5 years.
Yeah, that's like 5 years. So, like, you know, we were in love and stuff, and basically
love and stuff. That's your new single. Love and stuff.
Love and stuff. You know, get the new perfume. Savoca. Love and stuff. And so basically, like, we broke up, and you know, it was really hard, and you know, it was just kind of like, it hurt me a lot, and I didn't think it would, because I've never been in love. I've never, like, you know, it was crazy. And so after I went through all of these things, like, it was insane. Like, I went to all these parties, I saw all these kids, and you know, like, before that I was partying and stuff, but not as much as I was after, because I wanted to forget about everything. I was hooking up with these guys I didn't know, and like allegedly. Okay, and you know,
where'd your mom go?
I don't know, she's in the other room somewhere.
Never mind, Mom.
She's like looking at me. She's
my
like,
God,
what
girl.
did you say? But yeah, so I mean, I went through it, you know, and I actually lost all of my friends, was so lonely. That's where solo came from. You know, and it just kind of made me think, like, after that I had this period of like gaining new people in my life that like really changed me as a person, and it just like it made me think, like, we go through these things for a reason. You know, it's never like, oh, like, you're going through this because life hates you, or like something is so bad in your life that it's just like gonna tear you down and you will never come back up. Let me just tell you, you're gonna come back up. Like, it's always gonna be like that.
How many 17-year-olds know that?
Can say that.
Right.
I think what's important for Elisia too is everything she went through was relative to her, so it might not be on the same level as us.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
That's why it's genuine.
Yeah.
And her idea of a breakup is different than your idea of a breakup,
Right.
and your idea than our ideas of a breakup. And everybody has a different perspective.
And that's the beautiful thing about music.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I want everybody to be able to take my music with their own perspective. Like, everything I'm saying is my perspective of my music, but I want everybody, like, Ryan might have a different perspective on what I wrote about, or Dyson might, or Cameron might. And, you know, it's really about just kind of like experiencing music for yourself. Really sitting in your room, really, like, you know, I used to, me and my friends after school, we would go into like my room, and she had this little speaker that, like, one of those light speakers that kind of like the water goes up and like it's lights. It's like a light show, and it's like really cool. But we would like lay down and just kind of zone out and listen to like Pink Floyd and just like, you know, like the Beatles and stuff, and like real classics.
See, I love that.
Yeah.
Younger generation is not listening to music.
You think that, but it's very interesting, because I know a lot of kids, I mean, in San Diego area, they do listen to a lot of rap and a lot of this and that, but mostly it's like half of my friends that I know, it's really like the 60s. Like, I've been listening to a lot of the 60s right now.
I'm obsessed with the 60s.
I love the 60s, man. There's this like playlist on Spotify that I've been listening to like constantly, like even on the way up here, like the Beach Boys are my thing. My mom surfed with Mike Loves, or so one of them, like the Sons, and like, you know, it's just so much history and so many memories, like Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. Like, my grandpa that died when I was like 3 years old, he really discovered my like talent for singing, and you know, he really kind of kind of sparked that idea in my parents' heads of like, oh, maybe like she really like wants that for her career or something like that, you know. And it's just like, it's so nice to have those memories of my grandpa, or like my family. And like, I'm Sicilian, so it's like, it's a nice, like, we have these Italian songs that are really traditional and everything, and it's so beautiful that we have music like that. And it just makes me like so happy, you know, that we have these memories. All of us as artists have these memories that we put into a time capsule and bring that out to other people. And they can, maybe one day Dyson's song might be like Sex Like Me. Maybe that's gonna be a family song. We never know.
My family, I don't know.
Yeah, hell yeah. You know, maybe Ryan's song is gonna be you know, somebody's traditional song they listen to every day. And just to know that, like, I watched The Voice last night. I'm like going on a whole rant, but like I watched The Voice last night, and literally I saw the most beautiful thing. I saw Jennifer Hudson singing with this young girl, just singing together, and she was breaking down. And you know, it's just like,
that was Jennifer Hudson one day.
I mean, seriously. And you know, it's like we have those moments as artists and as people and individuals. It just makes us seem like it's just so awesome. It's amazing, and that's why I do music. It's because I want people to be able to have those moments. I want to be a therapist for you. I want that for you. I want you to be able to listen to my song every day and feel happier, or sad, or whatever feeling you're feeling, you know, like.
Well, music does have a power. No matter if you say, "Oh, I don't really listen to music," it's
you listen to music. You listen to music. You hear it everywhere. It is a force of nature.
And some music can actually change your heartbeat.
Oh,
because your heartbeat will.
It can for sure.
Will match it. So, Elisia, you are actually going to perform for us live as well.
I like forgot. I was like, am I? Oh yeah.
Like,
I do music.
Right. Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
All right.
What song are you doing, Elisia?
What you doing?
I'm doing Touch the Sky by Elisia Savoca.
Ooh. The perfume.
Wafting in the breeze.
You gotta have one of those perfumes where you like say your name like multiple times.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Or, like executive produced by
Elisia
Elisia Savoca. The fragrance for Elisia Savoca. Just like constantly
chemically
saying.
mixed by.
Yeah.
Right. Chemicals. Yeah. If I did have a perfume though, that would be really cool. I would like that.
Let's do it. Let's do it tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. I'm down.
Add it to the list.
Let's go get some scents tomorrow.
Girl, I haven't had scents in years.
I'm dead. Okay. Can you hear my guitar in the mic?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Hey, la 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 la. I think I like what you're doing. You make me wanna sing every day. I can't get you out of my head. Boy, you make me crazy like every day. And I feel so high, like I'm on cloud nine. Yeah. And I feel so high with you. Oh, I could touch the sky with you. Oh, I could touch the sky with you. And yes, I do. Oh, yeah. Hey, oh, I can touch the sky with you. Yes. Oh, I can touch the sky with you. You keep on making me crazy, love, but you just keep running and running away. I can't get you out of my head, and boy, you make me crazy like every day. And I feel so high, ooh, like on cloud nine. Yeah. And I feel so high. You, oh, I can touch the sky with you, and I can get real high with you. Yeah. I can touch the sky with you. Yes, I can touch the sky with you. 'cause I want you to. Yeah, give it to me, baby. Give me in the car, and I'll do it for you. Yeah, why do you want me? 'Cause I want you to. Yeah, give it to me, baby. Can't get enough. Baby, give me some love. Please just give me some love, love. Yeah. Yeah, give it to me, baby. Can't get enough. Baby, give me some love. Please just give me some love. So, I don't wanna be a one night stand for you, I don't want to be your one night stand for you. Yes.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
Elisia Savoca, available now.
Yeah.
That's how we do it here on The Rocks. You guys, these are the voices that you're going to hear at Palm Springs Pride. I'm going to be so excited to be able to spend the weekend. I'm really excited for the audience to see you. I know that you're fresh and new to the Palm Springs audience, and I just love that. Palm Springs is a great place where classic meets new, and you guys definitely are it. So we end the show doing rapid fire, and so we're just going to go around the room, and I'm going to ask a question, and you give the answer, boom, 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 boom. Okay? Okay. So it's the same question you guys are all going to answer. Ooh, okay? And at the end, you guys are going to tell our listeners and viewers where they can find you. All right. Who would your dream duet with? Who would your dream duet be with? Karen.
Beyonce.
Lady Gaga.
Kanye West.
Lady Gaga.
Oh. Okay.
We'll do a three-way.
I think she's already had some.
A Star is Born.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Okay. I'm excited to see it, but the minute a big face actress celebrity wipes off their makeup and talks quietly, they're ready for an Academy Award. That's what always happens. Okay, not that she's not going to do a great job, but it's like, okay, I can take off my makeup too. Okay,
love her.
Me too.
I'm very interested to see. What would the biography of your life be titled?
Love and Laughter.
Love and Laughter, okay.
What did you guys say yesterday? What did I say?
Quick fire.
I'm like,
Quick fire.
Okay, Teenage Angst.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine would just be called River Boy.
Yeah, I love that.
Get that brand up. Get
I
the
like
brand
that.
up.
Yeah, okay.
The Journey? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
The Journey.
Oh, that's actually good. I like that.
Yeah, nailed it.
Write a book. Dyson.
Okay, done.
Just call it The Journey.
The most embarrassing song on your playlist. Let's start over here.
I can't do it. I don't know. None of it's embarrassing.
There's not one song that you're like, God, I hope nobody hears that I'm listening to.
Elton John, I'm Still Standing.
Oh.
It's actually one of my...
Well, he's not going to be standing for long. He's retiring.
Yeah. He's one of my favorite artists.
Mine is Rebecca Black's Friday. I can do that whole song. Like,
God, that is pretty embarrassing, Ryan. I have to say.
Love that song.
Even Kurt's shaking his head.
No, I love that song. Like, it's unhealthy.
Okay, wait. Okay, hold on. Spotify. Okay, it's the Lion King, like... Hold on.
Don't tell me it's a Lion King remix.
No, it's not.
Hakuna Matata.
It's Lion Sleeps Tonight by the Tokens.
That's not a bad. That's a great song.
Yeah, it's
Mine
so good.
is gonna be Spice Girls. See You Be There.
Yeah.
Anything Spice Girls.
So you know they are reuniting.
Well, I'm going.
Yeah. Well,
I'm going to that show.
You can take Victoria's place.
Oh, perfect.
Because she's not coming back.
Yeah.
The strangest fan request you guys have ever had?
Writing on someone's boobies.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is my favorite thing to do.
Yeah. Bring your boobies out to Palm Springs Pride.
You know what? I got asked to rap at a funeral once.
Oh, that's pretty.
I said no.
Yeah, no,
it's not
yeah,
my thing.
no, that's not.
It's like, let's put the fun back in funerals.
Yeah, imagine everybody make some noise for your dead auntie.
Big up, river boy in the house.
River boy, stop crying.
You'd be like, we've come to the end of the river.
Yeah, end of the river. Yeah, I had to do that, like a mashup of end of the road and like something that.
Yeah,
I'll send you your check.
You heard it.
Okay, I'm surprised I haven't gotten any weird requests yet, but yeah, I think it's people asking for pictures of me.
Yeah,
like,
that's so inappropriate.
It's so disgusting.
Yeah,
like old men. It's like gross. It's so disgusting.
What was he, 40?
Yeah. No,
he was
like
so creepy.
He was 28.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god.
He has to be prom.
He was 18.
I'm done. Or like, okay, like another thing too. It's like I want to be friends with you, but like just random people on the internet.
You
like,
have to keep some barrier.
Yeah,
You just have
it's
to.
like,
As much as you want to
can
interact
we be
with fans,
friends? I'm like, yeah, like, yeah. No, like
I have a real problem with that.
But you don't want to hurt your fans'
No,
feelings, and you don't want to appear like you're so aloof.
I don't even. But it's like random people, so I don't even know if I really consider them fans. It's just random people just being really weird with me.
Well, it's when they're like, "Can we be friends?" But they live in like Brazil, and you're like,
"Yes, yeah,
sure.
exactly."
I'm really excited to hear Cameron's answer.
Yeah. I want to.
I'm sure you've heard it from many different arenas.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna be honest. I got asked to go to somebody's hotel room.
Oh,
that's not strange. That's a Tuesday night for me. Where you think I'm heading after this?
And you know I went.
Yeah, I'm like, first I'm like, do they have room service and free parking?
Oh my god.
No, is there free parking?
What's the overnight hotel charge here?
Yeah.
Can I afford this?
Is there free?
I've never had to pay.
Oh, there he is.
Come on,
He's never had to pay.
A genre of music that's your biggest challenge. Not that you wouldn't do it, but that your heart starts to beat a little bit faster, and you're like, oh, okay.
Mine would be rap because I just don't know enough about it.
Interesting.
Oh, come over. I got you.
But you have the Celtic background, which is all about beat.
Yeah, but just kind of like I almost can't tell what's good and what's not.
Oh, interesting.
So I definitely look to people like Ryan to educate me.
Yeah, okay.
I know.
Latin music and rap. I definitely cannot speak Spanish for anything. But I definitely cannot rap at all.
Really?
You
got bars. No, I've heard you rap. You rap.
Well, like
She'd be
it's like a
the
scat
sultry
thing.
Eartha Kitt rapping. Like, I'm going to talk as slow as I want.
Yeah, exactly. Like a slow rap. It's like
the rose that burns slowly.
Mine is, I don't know the genre, but like Paul Anka, like that type of music. Do you know who that is? Put your head on my shoulder. Like it's like doo-woppy, like
like the
old
60s.
It's like
jazz.
Yeah, it's like folk music.
Like,
not folk.
like,
It's like shoo-wop.
Yeah, doo-wop.
Doo-woppy style.
Like the barber shop.
Yeah. I would love to do that, but like I'd just be like, can I do it? But like, I want to.
Yeah, mine is musical theater. I love it, but it's such a skill.
No,
like I did it when I was young, and now I'm like,
it's a lot to understand.
My whole background is musical theater. My like degree is in musical theater.
Wow.
I did the circuit for a long time.
I love it.
I always wanted to see hair.
It comes from a different place.
Well, hair is a genre of its own. Like, this is my musical theater. Like if you said, can you audition for Rent? I'd be like, what?
Pardon?
What is that?
Well, here's a funny fact. I did Starlight Express. It was my first show from
Starlight
college
Express.
on roller skates.
You did?
For 14
That is such
months.
a UK show, by the way.
Wow.
Like Starlight Express is such an English. It
Absolutely.
never worked over
Andrew
here.
Lloyd Webber. Yeah. And it was.
And song and dance is.
Do you have Cameron? Do you have video of that?
Yeah, I want to see that.
Are you in spandex?
Yes.
Wow.
I'll need a clip of that.
It was my first show from college and almost one of my last because it put me off because it was 14 months on roller skates.
Wow. Oh my god! Oh my god! Wait, you have to be on.
We're trains.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
We're trains.
Wow. Okay.
In high school, I started
And the plot
Into
is
the
like
Woods.
what? I was in Into the Woods.
Yeah, I did that. I was one of the
in
prince.
college.
Yeah.
My boyfriend at the time was the other prince. And I don't know if you're familiar with the musical, but there's a song Agony.
Agony. I sang.
So
Agony.
my friends went to opening night in the front row, and they sang Sodomy. Sorry. Close your ears. Okay, where can our viewers and fans find you?
Bandofothers.us. That's our management, umbrella, and then CameronENeilson.com.
Spell Neilson.
Neilson.
E comes before I. Yes.
At Elisia Savoca, ELISIA. SAV as in Victor, OCA, Band of Others US, and YouTube at my name and last name, and just first name, last name.
And stop sending her nudes.
Look it up.
Yeah, stop sending me nudes.
You can send them to me. I'm open. DMs are open. And you can slide into those DMs anywhere at Rhyan Besco with an H. Come on, Rhyan.
Yes.
Besco, Besco. Just remember, it's Besco, not Besco. I got the merch if you need it, which you can get that merch.
I love it when you call me Big Besco.
Yeah. So you can get all that. Just find me, literally Rhyan Besco on everything.
And you can find me at I Am Dyson Music on everything. If you type Dyson solely, you will get a vacuum cleaner. And no, I don't do discounts.
Hey, when I was tagging the show on Instagram, I'm like, when I open, I'm like, okay, gotta tag this. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm like, please just put the I Am, music. And you'll be good. You'll be good.
I have to say, your shots are just beautiful, by the way. Some of like the modeling type shots, just stunning.
Thank you.
I love that you guys came to celebrate diversity here and on the Rocks. You guys do not miss them at Palm Springs Pride. Go to palmspringspride.org. Get your tickets, and like I said, no matter where you live, come close out Pride season the way that it should be, with inclusivity. Woo! Even you should go.
Come on.
Yeah,
come do it.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
Yes,
nice.
come on.
We're holding you to it.
You guys, thank you so much. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Cheers.
This has been On the Rocks with Alexander, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Universal Broadcasting Network. Find me on Facebook on The Rocks Radio Show. Tweet me or Instagram me at On The Rocks On Air. See you next Tuesday!
Tune in to Dr. Judy, WTF, every Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the UBN Network, hosted by Walt